pull the Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? What?
We get high first? Like,
Dude, no, that sucker gets high during. I don't know how he pulls that off.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can like clearly see he's stoned.
Yeah, and he's in Texas now, so I mean, he's not in California anymore. I don't think it's legal in Texas, is it, Miss? Yeah, is weed legal in Texas?
Yeah, recreational stuff.
Are you sure? I feel like Texas would like give you the death penalty for weed.
For Texas?
Dude, they give me the death penalty for anything.
It's Colorado, a few other places too.
What was that? Remember Ron White?
Google it.
That yeah.
Yeah.
Mariah's the only one that knows what to do.
Use Google.
Remember that Ron White bit, Kanan? He was talking about how did he put it? Something about there was other states that were trying to abolish the death penalty, and Texas was putting in an express lane,
Yeah.
shipping people through.
So do you see that?
Oh,
It says,
dude.
thanks, no payment needed at this time. Well, actually, let's just start this and then we'll talk about it.
Oh, we've
like,
started.
What happened.
What are you doing?
What?
What? I said we've started. What? Missy just.
What?
took
Oh,
it.
we have started.
Did
Yeah,
you guys
see?
hear him?
Well, I
Well,
did, but
yeah,
I
I,
said
but
we're
you
gonna
didn't-
play it.
Phil, I heard you.
You did.
I'm not
Mariah.
used to
No.
not.
Is the
I'm
only
not
one.
used to not having the music.
I know, it is weird.
heard them say that, but I didn't know you were like, okay, let's go.
Okay,
Yeah.
Texas still considers marijuana illegal despite accepting hemp and derivatives like CBD. So they do like what Indiana does. Like you can have there's hemp, CBD, whatever, CBD gummies that
Okay.
the
So it doesn't.
actual
So it doesn't have the
marijuana
what is it, THC or whatever?
right.
Well, I don't
Right.
think that
Is-
stuff that
is
Rogan's
illegal.
on is exactly CBD.
No, it's got some THC in there as well.
Have you
A
listened?
minute
Have you
amount.
heard any of those episodes that he does? They call him "Protect Our Parks." I forget why they even named him that. But it's him and
What?
Protect my parts.
I forget the name of the guys that do it, but there's like 4 of them, and basically what they do is they get in his podcast studio and they get drunk as and,
Oh,
and
dude.
record for like 4 hours at a time. Seriously.
That's awful. That's crazy.
Oh, it's pretty
No,
bad.
that would
No.
be a
No, that would
blast.
be so much fun.
That would be
No.
a blast.
I
Yeah,
would do
yeah.
it.
I misspoke. It's not bad. It's some of my favorite episodes that he does.
Really?
That
Oh,
would be a
dude.
blast.
Him drunk and then everybody yelling over top of each other.
Oh, dude, that would be
Okay.
so much fun.
Okay, just so we're clear, we do need to do an episode where we are all very, very tipsy. Now that we are all free to do this,
I think we
Mariah.
Not cross the line.
Yeah.
just need to.
Well, get right up on that line, then just stay like that.
Just take like 4 shots, like in 3 seconds, and then we'll just.
I can't laugh that hard yet, Kanan.
I'm followed by a pump.
Hey, dude, Phil, after your surgery, you just sound like a cat spitting up a hairball.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess we should
Talking
go to that,
of-
right? Huh?
Good segue.
Yeah, first
Speaking
time.
of-
Oh my lord, first time I ever had
Fun
surgery.
fact for
Yeah.
Fun fact for you, Phil got his balls cut on.
Well, yes.
In
Well, after we
case anyone was wondering, I don't know if anybody cared or not.
Right.
Well, it wasn't quite. It wasn't quite, but it was close. It was. I told my nephew texted me the other day, and he's like, "How you doing?" I said, "Well, if they'd have cut any farther, I'd have been your aunt."
You would have spoken with a higher pitched voice.
Yeah, but yeah. So first time I ever had surgery, and apparently developed the old hernia. Miss, what do they call it? Was I can't remember.
Inguinal.
How does it again?
Inguinal. Because
And-
it's in your groin. So it's inguinal hernia.
Okay. Yeah.
And Gueno. Sounds like tacos.
No bueno.
Yeah.
It's
Can I
no
get some tacos
bueno.
up in here? How about some burritos? Tacos.
So
Thank goodness.
it was back during the summer. I'm hefting on some air conditions. They're
Well, I was pregnant. Yeah.
yes, because we were getting stuff ready for Anderson's room,
Right.
and next thing I know, I start feeling like I've maybe strained a muscle. That's what I kept telling myself. I knew I either pulled a muscle or I was dying of cancer.
He just knew something was wrong.
It was one of those two. But then I would just tell myself that it was nothing, and it would kind of go away, and then I'd be outside and I'd heft on something. I'm like, cancer's back. And
So then he'd get antibiotics to try to fix it.
yeah, I'd try
Oh,
anything that I
it's
had.
fine. It's fine. There's no
Yeah.
problem with that. And I'm like, no, there is something wrong with you. No, it's just an infection because
Yeah, that's not good.
yeah, that is not very good because you did not get it from me.
That's a case of what right there. You may want to
But,
bleep
like-
that one out.
Who are you sleeping with? That's the question.
Canada, say hello to our live audience.
Oh my!
Yeah, it's the first time we're live
You
tonight.
got,
No, I'm
you
kidding.
got the fire down under, huh? The karate in the body.
But anyways, yeah. So come to find out, it was a hernia because Christmas Eve I couldn't walk.
Yes.
I'd been out.
Ooh.
We had a
No way.
we had a big windstorm here, and blew our chicken pen all the way across the yard.
Right.
We had a bad windstorm,
Right.
and so I'm out there hefting on this pin, and Miss, you're out there helping me catch chickens. We're literally
And
canning-
here I am on lifting restrictions.
Yes.
Like I'm not even supposed to be lifting anything over 20 pounds. And we're lifting this 10 by 14 chicken coop.
Oh no, it's 20.
10 by 20.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh my gosh.
20 foot long. You know, it's
Wow.
anyways, and imagine me sprinting across the yard trying to chase a chicken.
So yes.
Dude, I'd have paid money to see this.
The neighbors had
I would've been-
had quite the eventful Christmas Eve.
Dude,
okay.
dude, I'd have been selling tickets, man. You know?
So our neighbors next door, Kevin and Kelly Keller, the triple K,
Yeah. Which is not unusual.
the KKK. But anyways,
Oh man, I didn't even think of
they
that.
have deer cams. They are the neighborhood
Ooh.
watch. And they have deer cams out there, so they were able to see.
Which really bothers me because
Our-
I think back of all the things I did in that yard
Yes,
after
like he'd
dark
stand out
when
there
I
and
didn't think
pee.
anybody was watching.
He's out there peeing or something.
Dude. Oh, I peed out there many times. You know.
Oh my goodness. So
Oh,
here we
man.
are. Like hope maybe. I don't know. They probably don't have footage now, but that would have been something really
I don't
good
know.
to.
I guess we'll find out if I ever try to run for office.
Yes, yes, that's true.
But yeah, so we were trying to chase the chickens, and then you see, it would have been the next day, which would have been Christmas
Right.
Eve. Yeah, I couldn't walk. I was, which is weird because I was on the phone with my older brother, Tim, and we're talking about something, and I can tell something's wrong, and I reached down. And I could feel my guts in a place they're not supposed to be.
Right. He said, "Oh,
See, that's got. See, this is stuff I gotta edit this out.
no,
I'm on
we're
the phone.
not
I'm
editing
on the
things."
phone with my brother Tim,
Okay.
and it must have sounded weird on his end because we're just talking about something, and I just reached down and I could feel, and all of a sudden I'm like, I think I got a hernia. I think I'm gonna have to have surgery, Tim.
So here I am, the nurse, been telling him all along, and he's like, no. It actually took him busting through, growing a third ball to
Break on through to the other side.
Oh, dude.
He says, break
That
through the
sounds
dam.
horrible.
Break through the dam there.
Oh, it was bad, but it wasn't nowhere near as bad as the surgery was. That was
bad.
Oh,
You're still recuperating from
yeah, I still can't hardly walk,
that. No, exactly.
but yeah, got over all that.
Man alive. Ooh.
I will say this though.
So
You've had surgery, right, Kanan?
Just on my toe.
Did
You
they?
just had it removed.
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking
Well-
about the surgery you did yourself.
No, that was probably the only thing major I had was when I chopped my toe off. They just went in and cut more of it off and then folded the skin over and sewed it up.
Well, it was making me nervous to know I was going to have to go, get knocked out. That for some reason,
Yeah.
was
You know,
kinda freaking me out.
that freaked me out too, man. I don't and it's kind of weird because I was so drugged up and that like some parts of me didn't really care, but then I remember there's like other times I was almost kind of like I don't want to go under. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and
Well,
it is a really weird feeling.
Did
man.
they knock you all the way out, or just kind of numb up the area?
Oh no, man, I was all the way out.
Heck yeah. So I was
Yeah, they
expecting,
didn't- yeah.
I was expecting a countdown or something,
right.
and a guy at work, he told me too. He's like, because apparently, like half the guys I know have had this surgery. Excuse me.
He
And he was
all
like, he was
grow
telling me, he
extra
said,
balls.
Phil, they go to take me in there for surgery. He's like, they stretched me out just butt naked on this cold metal table. So I'm just there.
Ooh.
Ain't got nothing but a pair of socks on, which seems to make it so much worse.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
And so I wasn't looking forward to all this. But yeah, they had me all bundled up and everything. It wasn't bad. And I kept waiting for the guy to be like, count to 10 for me or whatever. He never did. Next thing I knew, woke up on the other side of it.
So they didn't even really have you counting?
Nah, dude, he just knocked me the heck out.
Dude, they actually had me count, and it was kind of funny because I'm like, I want to see how long I can last,
How far'd you get?
Yeah. Aw.
No, I honestly can't remember, but I tell you what, it wasn't very far. Like,
Yeah.
it was not very far, dude.
Usually people are out about 6. I think rarely people get to 5.
Yeah, this guy didn't count. He just told me to breathe deep. And next thing I knew, it was over.
It was pretty cool, man. Because like, dude, just to think that they literally just chopped on you, and you had no freaking idea.
They could have done anything to you. They could have groped you.
They probably did.
They probably did. A man's good looking
okay.
Canaan.
So
Who wouldn't have?
the medicine that they give you is actually an amnesic drug. So you will not forget. Or you will forget like what happens. So that one bed that they wheeled you in on? You actually physically walked from that bed to the other bed.
Uh-oh, Squeak screaming. No, wait, you talking? I walked from what?
You went from one bed to the other. Do you remember that?
I remember them having me scoot onto another bed. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, boom! I awoke.
You were out.
We'll
Happy
pause.
New Year.
Yeah. But anyways, I was glad to get that over with.
Something that happened since we've been gone.
Yeah, tell me all about that. Give me all them details.
Well, I slept through most of it, so there's that.
You slept.
I told him I needed a vacation, so I took it and went to sleep.
They knocked you out instead of me.
I told one of her friends that, and I don't think she was too happy about me saying that. It's like, it's just a joke. No, I got sick. Like when we went, so I went to work because I was off for Christmas. We were off from Friday before Christmas till January 3rd, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think January 3rd was Monday.
That was
Yeah.
Tuesday. You were off until
I was off that Monday. We went back Tuesday. So I go back to work on Tuesday. Oh, heck.
There's a little guy.
Yeah, there he is. So I was there Tuesday, went to work, and was actually having a meeting with my boss. We were out to eat, and Mariah calls me, and she's like, "I think it's time." And so,
Oh, those
like,
are always good.
famous words.
Those are always good calls to get.
yeah, exactly. I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well," so I told my boss, I was like, "I really got to get back to the shop, got to get going." He's like, "All right." So we get up to the. So I go get Mariah. We drop Jackson off at some friends because he was going to stay there overnight. Get to the hospital, and they're like, they were basically like, it's going to be a while.
It could be a lot.
It could be a while. We're like, okay.
I remember that stuff, man. It felt like it took forever.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. It does. And so we're like, okay. So we're just kind of settling in. But like, I literally, as I'm sitting in the hospital, I start feeling myself get sick. Like, it's the weirdest thing, especially like if you're not like, if it doesn't happen like while you're sleeping or while you're working or whatever, like it's the weirdest thing to just be sitting there and like your throat starts hurting a little bit and your nose starts getting stuffy and you start getting tired and you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is horrible. Like, so I'm over there like,
feel like you need to abandon your wife and child.
yes, exactly. Like this is,
But you can't tell anybody or else they'd make them leave.
oh yeah, I couldn't tell anybody that I was sick. So I'm over in the corner just chugging emergency,
Oh yeah.
like trying to taking vitamin C. And I'm just like, oh man, this is horrible. So like I get through it, but I think that night, like literally, I could not stay awake. I was just
Honestly,
dead.
I didn't want him to.
Yeah, she didn't really want me awake anyways.
Like, and I mean that with all the love, but like,
I am a very
no way
I'm a very nervous person
Wait a
when it
minute.
comes to like
Elaborate a
seeing you
little
in
bit. What's he
pain.
do, Mariah? What does he do?
Well, he paces first of all,
Canaan, no.
and
I would never.
well, and then he's very much like, he doesn't like pain. Like, he doesn't like to see me in pain. He doesn't like to like, so he's more of just like, just take medicine, like just take medicine, like that type. Like, he's just like antsy,
Yes.
the heck of it.
Yeah, antsy.
So my sister came in. She drove in. She got there at like 9 o'clock. And then they broke my water at 1, and he was here by 5.
Yep.
You
And I woke
That night.
up. I woke up at like 5:10. No, I'm joking. No.
sometimes
Well,
I
it was
think
like 5:30.
Kanan enjoy freaking out, don't you?
I
I
do
really
not.
think he does.
It's a bit of a
He
hobby.
likes to do it to make. Yeah.
I do not enjoy freaking out one bit. So
But I wanted to go all natural, and
Yeah.
I knew I wouldn't have done it if he was awake.
because I'm of the mindset is like it's like when I chop my toe off. I chop it off, and they're like, "You want to go natural?" It's like, no, give me every freaking drug you have. Like, it's like So that's me. That's how I look at it. It's like if there's a pain medicine to cure it, let's take it.
That's exactly right.
Let's
I want to
overdose on
leave
this
here
stuff.
addicted.
Yes, exactly.
You follow who is it? Damar Hamlin? Is that his name?
DeMar Hamlin. Yeah.
Did
I
you
know.
follow-
I know about him.
Did you follow that situation any at all?
Oh yeah. I was watching that.
Because I would see the news headlines and stuff. So give me a brief overview. What happened to him?
So DeMar Hamlin, you're talking about the Bills player
Yes.
that collapsed on the field, right?
Yeah.
Heart attack.
Yeah. So yeah, he went into cardiac arrest. So if I remember, so there was a doctor that kind of explained it, and I guess and you would probably know this, Miss, the heart kind of like the way that it beats, it kind of like goes up, and then you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like I can't really explain that extremely well, but anyway.
It's the love.
So what
gun.
happened?
It beats and then it stops.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then,
Asystole.
so I guess what happened is when his heart beat at the same exact time as he got hit. And I guess it's like a really
Okay.
rare condition or
I
whatever.
think I heard something about
He
that.
got
But-
hit hard enough it stopped his heart.
Yeah. And so he stands up, and you just you think everything's okay, and then he just collapses. And I mean, man, they thought he was going to die. I mean, honestly, he did actually. They did CPR on him there,
Yes.
got him to the hospital, and so it was really sad. It was really sad. And so actually, and I think he's actually a Christian, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Or-
One of the
or at
ladies from Grace Story shared a really awesome poem talking about how God is using this to bring attention to Christians and
Yeah.
use it as a witness and a testimony. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
It was really good.
100%.
Well, actually, the
Oh,
reason
yeah.
I bring it up is because our pastor, Howard Swick, he brought it up in church on Sunday. And he mentioned about how God was using that situation and all that.
Yeah.
And he kind of went through, he knew more details about it than I did, and talked about how apparently somebody from ESPN or something even prayed on the air
Yes.
or something.
Yeah, I think I did hear something about
It was
that.
really good.
And
Yeah, isn't that amazing, though?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And apparently everybody was really rallying behind him and all that. And
Oh, yeah.
he kind of said the same thing that the lady from Grace Story said.
Yeah.
God was using this.
I believe it's
Yeah.
called, her name's Janet, I think. And I think it's Janet. I could be totally wrong, but it's called I Can't Wait. And it's had so many shares.
I'll have to check
It's
that out.
really good. I'll have to link it with this podcast.
The reason that
Just share.
I bring it up though, this whole thing, especially after Howard's sermon, made me do a little bit of examining,
Yeah.
because I heard about this. Honestly, I didn't pay that close attention to it, and I'll tell you the reason I think why. Kane and me and you kind of talked about this a little bit before.
Yeah.
I, at times, let politics influence so much of what I do
Yeah.
to the point where somebody knelt for the national anthem 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and I'm still
Yeah.
ticked off about it.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking, I'm like, well, you missed out on following this whole really kind of an awesome scenario, even though, it's
Yeah.
not awesome that he had the heart attack, but the way that he's made this comeback and the focus was really on God, and people just all kind of banding together over DeMar Hamlin.
It was like another 9/11 reaction.
Well,
Where everybody's all
at the same time, where
praying
people
and turning
band
to God,
together,
right?
and a lot of
Yeah.
them did, and I got to think, I was like, Phil, you missed out on this purely because you held you held a political grudge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True
I
statement.
get what you're saying. You know what's actually cool is, and I'm trying to remember. I was at a Colts game right after Christmas, and I'm trying to think. I don't think any of them nailed for the national anthem. Now it was a little disappointing that not every one of them had their hands over their hearts. You know,
I mean, a lot of people don't even do that.
but so,
I
but
have
you're right.
noticed that,
A lot,
You're right.
some people don't even do that anymore. So
Right.
but I cannot actually remember anybody actually kneeling. So I thought that was a huge plus. I was like, well, that's not so bad.
Well, I think,
So
that's much better.
I think it's a thing of the past almost, really.
And I think what I do is I let stuff influence me way too much like that, because
Yeah.
I was talking to my buddy here, Zach Ramsey, a while back,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, me and him are both on the right side of the political spectrum,
Right.
The winning side.
the winning side.
The winning side.
And he told me, he said, we were having this conversation, and basically what we came to, kind of the conclusion that we came to was me not tuning in to watch a football game
Mm-hmm.
is only depriving me of watching football. That's all it's doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
And I've kind of come to the conclusion, shame on me for letting politics influence. There's even been singers, Miss, I've held grudges against singers
Right.
for
I
years
know.
because they dared say something against the NRA. You know what I mean?
And I'm like, okay, I don't care. I'm moving on. That's like boycotting Starbucks. Do you think I'm going to be boycotting Starbucks?
Heck no.
No.
Kanan is quite the feminine side with his caramel macchiato.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Some
like,
things are good.
and I had someone be like, well, you can't do that and support Chick-fil-A. And I said, I can totally go get myself a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino from Starbucks and then go get myself some chicken nuggets. And I will be very
Exactly.
happy.
Yeah.
Like, why are we limiting ourselves from like the happy things in life? No, I don't support the stuff that they believe, but neither do I support what Walmart believes either. But we're happily are
Well,
going to Walmart every day.
That's the truth.
So,
That's the truth.
I mean, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I'm sure all of these big businesses that we support on the daily because we have to support stuff that we're not totally
Right.
in favor of.
Yeah.
Right.
There's nothing you can really do about that.
Right.
So yeah.
Mariah, what was you saying? You was getting ready to jump in there with something.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, this is my thing with it because I've had people tell me like, well, I don't like this actor because of their political views or they said this. Okay, like listen, that's fine. Like that's totally fine and dandy. But like, they're here to provide a service. They're here to entertain.
Right.
So all I care about is how good they're entertaining me because all I care about is how well they're doing their job. I don't care about their political stance. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my family. They're not pounding on my door saying, you need to believe this way. So I feel like it goes the same across the board. They're providing a service. They're providing a product. If I want to buy that product, then fine. But if not, then fine. Like, it doesn't affect me.
Right.
Right.
But, like,
Right.
it's not, I don't know, like.
Well, I do gotta say though, when it comes to like country singers, it is really disheartening to think that like, you look at like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson and Waylon, all them guys, like they were just like these tough guys that like sang country, and they you know what I'm saying? They're like just
Yeah.
old tough guy, whatever. Now you got these other guys now, they say they're country, but then like you said, then they start coming out against like the NRA and stuff like that. It is a little disheartening. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
Yeah,
it's
right.
like no, it doesn't change the fact that I don't hold grudges that easy. so like I hold it for about 2 months and I'm like, I love this song. And so then I just go back to listening to them. But it is a little disheartening though, like when they come out against them, I was like, man, like
Well, and then
I was like,
that's
that's your
another
country,
thing too. We've been listening. Sorry, I just kicked my husband. Spousal abuse. You listen to different people like Jason Aldean, and he said every night he goes to bed and people do not have to wonder how he feels about certain things. And then he also mentioned too about how there are other people in country music who feel the same way, but they cannot say how they feel because they will lose their label, they will lose their sponsors, they will lose all this stuff. And I'm kind of like, wow, that is so hypocritical. Like, but they
Yeah.
honestly will lose their money. They will lose their livelihood, and they have to keep quiet about things and say, you can't do this, you can't do. Their lives are basically controlled.
Yeah. Well, I get happening. I agree more with them shutting up than them just coming out against somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
know
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
like that's kind of where I'm at. I was like, you know, I get not saying anything. I'd rather you not say anything than come out and be like, you know, I hate Trump or you know,
Right.
or you know, whatever. You know, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, and sometimes I think I'm pretty much hypocritical because I've took the stance in the past whenever somebody come out for a left wing cause, it's like, shut your mouth and sing, dude. And then Ted Nugent comes out there and he's like, you know, say it all. And I'm like, yes, Uncle Ted.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
know.
I don't-
And that's why I just kind
yeah.
of I sit back and I'm like, you know, they're allowed to say whatever they want to, but at the end of the day, I get to say whatever I want to too.
I feel like sometimes they hype us up to think that it was more than it actually was. So I forget, what was it that Eric Church said about the NRA? And here's the thing, there's some stuff about the NRA that I probably wouldn't agree with. Like, apparently there's been a lot of like financial questions. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know, whatever. I don't know why I feel the need to defend the NRA. They're doing just fine on their own.
yeah.
But Eric,
And that's the thing
Yeah.
too. Starbucks is not going to be hurting if I don't go to them. The NFL is not going to be hurting if I don't go to them. Like a lot of people, like
well,
They're not gonna
boycotts for the left work. For some reason, they work. That's why, you know, like Phil Robertson gets canceled back during the when all that was
Yeah.
going on for a while.
Yeah, you're-
you hear all this
you're
stuff.
right.
Yeah, it works for them. It don't
That's
work
true.
for us. There's no sense in even trying. You can't get people
No.
on the right motivated to do jack.
yeah.
That's
I
true.
mean-
That's
So
true.
I just kind of quit caring, you know.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's like I'll still get ticked off if
Right.
somebody, you know, kneels for the anthem or whatever, because that's, you know, that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure, you know, there's probably somebody listening that wouldn't agree with that. And that's fine. That's just the way I feel about it. But for me to go on this thing of all of a sudden taking great pride, and you know what, I used to listen to this talk show, so I still listen to him occasionally. And for a while, he would be like, every Super Bowl, he'd be like, I have not watched the Super Bowl for the past 3 years. No, he would watch
Yeah.
the Super Bowl. He wouldn't watch the games. And it was kind of like a bragging right, you know. And for a while, I was ticked
Yeah.
off at Eric Church, who's probably one of my favorite artists ever.
I know he's great.
And finally, I just had to be like, Phil, quit being a fool. You're acting like a fool. Listen to Eric Church talk on.
Speaking of, we're gonna go see him
Ah, that's right.
July 8th. We
We
got
are.
tickets.
No way.
Yeah.
Where is he going to be at?
Pittsburgh.
He's going to be playing
Nice, okay.
the NRA dinner in Washington, D.C.
No. oh,
Oh
dude.
man.
No, that is awesome though.
Yeah.
Dang.
I've
I
wanted
love
to see
Eric
him
Church.
forever, and I was like, I don't even care if they're bad seats. I just want to go so I can see him. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have a little trip scheduled for the two of us because we hardly ever go do anything,
We do.
and so
Oh, yeah.
we have it scheduled for July 8th. So
That's awesome.
But I did want to
The,
bring that up because I feel that it's, you know, I see myself still.
no,
I thought I was over a lot of that, but I still see remnants of that.
And
at times.
that's something like we're going back to the CHM. Sorry to bring it up, but like it is part of our training. Our brains automatically just revert back to that. It's that reset button. We need to pull the drive completely out and be like, new drive, please.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still a lot of CHMs
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
No, 100%.
I guess is that
But
about does it though.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Heck
I
yeah.
think so.
It's great to be back.
It is
Our
great to
son's
be
in there
back.
talking,
Yeah.
so we better go.
He's in there screaming at the TV or something.
Yeah, he's talking to the dogs.
He's pointing a gun at the dog.
yeah.
It's
He's
tuna
like,
fish,
"Oh, yeah."
nothing else. He's pulling a Stewie.
Yeah. Yeah. How much harder is it,
But,
guys, with the second kid?
How's what? I'm sorry.
more tiring,
Yeah. Is
that
it
you said?
is it? I said, how much harder is it with the second kid?
It is. It's a lot harder than people make it realize.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Especially trying to devote your time to one kid to another when he's so needy right now.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's not easy
Yeah.
at all.
So I try to invest more time in Jack, and while she takes care of Grayson, and
How's Jack taking it?
he's doing really well, but you can tell
Yeah.
he wants more attention.
Mom
You know,
Mom was talking about this with
Yes,
us the other day. She
last
said,
night.
apparently I got really jealous when my younger brother
6
come home.
months. So watch when he turns about 6 months. It gets really. Oof. Mom said
Well,
it was bad.
good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And I think honestly, our only saving grace right now is because he's in school.
Yeah, that's probably
So like
Oh,
he goes to school during the day, so we can just kind of chill here at home. But I don't. I mean, during the summer, I think it's gonna be
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a different story.
different.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's it. But so far so good.
It's
But
going good. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
but it is.
no.
I mean, it is hard.
It is more challenging, and I'll tell you, I mean, you don't realize how much you forget in 5 years too.
Right.
For real.
Oh, I believe it.
Right. Oh.
Yes, I think the last time I saw Jack, when we just came out there, it really hit me how old he is.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I was like, oh my
Yeah.
lord. I
He's
could,
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 5 years old, dude. I mean, the kid is he's like his own thing now. I mean,
yeah. He's like a
the
beanpole. He's that big
personality.
around, and he's like growing like a weed.
He's
I
as,
was like,
he's
Yeah.
as white as my son, but he's just a string bean.
oh yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
He's
It
a
just-
little string bean.
It just
Yeah.
seemed like it was yesterday that I
He's
remember
like
him
those white green beans.
like puking in that bowl of Cheetos can. Remember it?
Oh.
Yeah, out there in Amish country.
Yes, it always got you.